What's up, peoples? It's me, Marcus Beer. Welcome to Annoyed Gamer. I am here to bitch and moan on your behalf, and I have a doozy of a show today. All right, this is how high-tech we are. I'm pulling a question directly off Twitter right now, and this one's from Emmanuel Bigombe, and I hope I pronounced that right there, mate. And he asks, why doesn't anybody have the balls to release a big-budget game in the summer when I'm reduced to playing Castle Crashers? Well, that is a good question, and that is one that gets asked every summer. I mean, we have January through March, April, and then we have nothing normally until the end of August. And the answer is people go on vacation. I mean, half of Europe shuts down over the summer. In the US, people go off on vacation. It's not really a time to go and spend a shitload of money on big games. It's a time to go watch a blockbuster movie, go on vacation, stand outside in the sunlight, or which we do all year round in Southern California. But it's basically a business decision because they want to make sure that they get the maximum sales. I personally would like to see games spread out more. I would like to see an end to the rush that happens in September and runs all the way through November, but I don't think it's going to happen. The only way that might happen is with the advent of digital distribution and how that was going to push things forward. But good question. That's the answer I've got based on, working in games companies. We just don't ship anything big in the summer unless it's a shitty movie tie-in. Next topic, Halo 4. Halo 4 got leaked. Microsoft's pissed. You should be pissed too. The person who stole it, and let's face it, they stole it. They physically stole a copy of the game. I'm thinking it probably came from one of the replication plants where they have everything, they put it all together and send it out to be shipped. That person needs to be strung up by his very, very small testicles. If you are into Halo 4 at all, don't be tempted to download this, because guess what? Microsoft will ban your IP back to the Stone Age. If you're from 343 Studios and you've worked on this game for 4 years, I know you will be very, very pissed off that, let's face it, all the gameplay surprises are out. I mean, personally, I have not watched anything on Halo 4. I've actually avoided everything since E3. I actually got a note from Microsoft saying that my review copy is on the way, and it came with a lengthy list of things that we are not allowed to talk about. And I just gotta say, I mean, really, is it worth going out and spoiling what is a great cinematic experience? Stay away, and whoever did this, if you're watching, or if you know who it is, you're an absolute monumental turd, fetid, anal wart on the ass crack of humanity, and I wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. Okay, I'm also going to take a shot at Microsoft here for Halo 4 and the release date. Really, Microsoft, Election Day in the US, gamers of all ages who are of the voting age are going to be going out and buying Halo 4. You think really it was a smart idea to put this out on Election Day when people should be out deciding who is going to be running the fucking country for the next 4 years? I mean, come on. Could you have not have delayed it for a week, or maybe even for a day and a half? Say, you know what, we're going to have a Halo Thursday so you can all go out and vote, so you can do something bigger and more important than playing a video game. Because guess what? What happens over the next 4 years affects everybody in this country. Hell, this is America, and without wanting to sound too cocky about the place, what happens in America over the next 4 years is going to have an impact on the rest of the world. So Microsoft and the marketing team, and whichever feculent butt monkey decided to come up with that release date, you're an asshole. Okay, you know who I haven't picked on in a few weeks? Electronic Arts. And in particular, today I'm going to pick on EA Sports. Now, I'm a big fan of football, and that's not it's the version, the one where you kick the round ball. Soccer, as you Americans call it. I've been playing FIFA for lots and lots of years. Hell, I remember playing the very first version that came out on the Sega Mega Drive. And I'm, in general, a fan of the franchise. It's had some ups and downs, but it's come back strong, and it's dethroned Pro Evo. Now, obviously, the new FIFA 13's been released, and on the Xbox and the PS3, it's got all these swanky new features, and that's fantastic. But what happens if you have a PS Vita? Or what happens if you have a Wii? Well, guess what? You're getting FIFA 2012. And you know what? EA has the balls to charge full price for this. Now, this is just ridiculous. It's offensive. It's honestly fraudulent, in my opinion. And again, I would love to see that maybe in some countries this is probably an illegal practice, in that it's not technically a new game and it's just reselling last year's model with a new lick of paint. Now, I'm equally as disappointed with the games media on this, because apart from a few sites in Europe, and I think one over here in the US, nobody's reported on this. Now, could you imagine if they pulled that shit with Madden? everybody's heads would fucking explode. But no, it's soccer. And so here in the US, nobody really gives a shit, apart from I think 1 or 2 sites where they talked about the Vita version. You know what? This is my advice to everybody who has a Wii or a Vita. One, if you have the Wii, go get Pro Evo this year. Say, EA, you're not getting any of my money. Or, if you don't want to get Pro Evo, go and buy a used copy of FIFA 12. If you didn't buy it last year, go buy a used copy, because EA won't see any of that money either. So, if you are a soccer fan, if you will have a Wii or a Vita and were planning on getting this game, or planning on having friends or relatives get you this game, show them this video. Spread this video out to your friends. They're probably thinking nobody's going to complain and they're just going to stick it out. Well, you know what? Let's start complaining. Let's start a letter writing campaign. Let's start an email petition. Go out in your country and start finding out if this shit is legal. And if it isn't, raise it. Raise the fucking topic with your local congressperson, council member, whatever. EA has got to pay for this shit. It's not right and it's got to fucking stop. All right, as usual, you can follow my miserable, grumpy old ass on Twitter. That's where it says Annoyed Gamer, or should do anyway. You can post questions on the GameTrailers forums or the Annoyed Gamers forums. All right, I'm sure you got better things to do. Fuck off, I'll see you next week. Didn't like the fact the shit got beeped last week. No more beeping my shit, editors.
See this and other GT shows and game reviews on the GT Originals iOS app, available now on the App Store.